Hello everyone, welcome back to our UPSC ethics series. Today we are starting a very interesting topic, that is environmental ethics. This is one of those topics where exam theory and the real life actually meets, because the way we treat the environment decides the kind of world we live in. So let's explore it together in a very simple way. Friends, ethics is about right and wrong, but usually when we talk about ethics, we only think about humans. Now imagine this: we cut down the forest to build cities, we keep driving petrol and diesel cars even though we know they cause pollution. We hunt animals till tigers and elephants almost disappear. Even in the space, we keep dumping satellites and waste. Here the question: is this fair? Not just to nature but to our future generation. That's where environmental ethics comes in. It says nature also has rights. Trees, rivers, animals, even the unborn children of tomorrow, they all deserve care. It reminds us humans are not separate from nature, we are part of it. Okay, next we move on. The ecocentrism. Eco means nature and centrism is center. So here nature is at the center, not humans. This view says humans are not the boss, we are just one part of the nature. Every being, tree, bird, insect has equal value. There's a nice phrase here: spherical egalitarianism. That simply means equality for all life. For example, imagine a forest. A businessman sees it as a wood for fortuner. But from an ecocentric view, that forest is valuable for its animals, for the clean air it provides, and for keeping earth balanced. So we protect it not for money but for its own sake. Okay, this is how ecocentrism works. And biocentrism means, in here, bio means life. This theory says every living being has value, whether or not it helps human. For example, a bee. From a human view, it gives us the honey. But even if it didn't, it still matters, because without bees, pollination stops, crops fails, and we all suffer. Biocentrism is opposite of anthropocentrism. It respects biodiversity, animal rights, and sustainability. Many activists even say industries destroy life for profit, so they connect biocentrism with anti-industrial thinking. Now, next one is anthropocentrism. Anthro means human. So here, humans are the center of the universe. It says humans are superior, plants and animals are secondary. This thinking, human supremacy, has led us to cut forest, overuse coal, or pollute rivers and cause climate change. For example, a mining company clears a whole forest and says it's fine, it's for development. There's an anthropocentrism. The next one is intrinsic value, that is animal ethics. Intrinsic value means something has a value in itself, not just because it is useful to us. For example, a cow is not valuable only because it gives milk. It has value because it is a living being. For the dog, even if it doesn't guard your house, it still has the worth. In fact, the Dutch Animal Welfare Act 1981 recognized animals as having intrinsic value. That's why people debate animal testing, factory farming, and biotechnology, because the question is, are we respecting animals as beings with their own worth? This is the question. The next one is conservation ethics. It is about protecting nature not by stopping all use but by using resources wisely and sustainably. For example, the Chipko movement in the 1970s, villagers, especially women, hugged the trees to stop loggers from cutting them. They said these trees are not just wood, they give water, fertile soil, homes for animals, and life for us. That is conservation ethics in action. Climate ethics. You all know about climate change, global warming, floods, droughts. Climate ethics asks, what's our responsibility here? For example, in UN climate talks, there's a principle called common but differentiated responsibility. It says all nations must fight climate change, but rich countries must do more because they caused more damage with the coal and oil for 200 years. So, climate ethics isn't only about governments, it also asks individuals like us to reduce waste, plant trees, and use public transport. Next, environmental justice. This means fairness in sharing environmental benefits and burdens. For example, rich people often live in clean colonies with parks, while poor people live near garbage dumps and polluted drains or factories. That's unfair. Environmental justice says no community should suffer more pollution just because they are poor or powerless. The next one is environmental racism. Sometimes this unfairness is linked to race or caste. That's called environmental racism. For example, in the USA, many African American neighborhoods are near toxic dumps. In India, Dalits or tribal communities often live close to the industrial waste areas. This is not just pollution, it's discrimination plus environmental harm. Next one is eco-justice. Eco-justice links social justice with environmental protection. It says you cannot solve environmental problems without solving inequality. For example, the Narmada Bachao Andolan, big dams were displacing poor tribal families and also harming the river ecosystem. Activists said you must protect both people and nature. So eco justice is about justice for humans and justice for earth together. Next one is ethics and natural reason. This point is simple. We don't always need religion or law to tell us what is right. Sometimes common sense is enough. For example, even without a rule book, you know cutting all forest will destroy life. Even knowing without law, you know polluting every rivers will kill everyone. That's a natural reason guiding us. Okay. Next one is stewardship. This means we are caretakers of earth, not its owners. We have borrowed this planet from future generations, so we must return it safely. For example, if we overuse the groundwater today, our children will suffer tomorrow. So religions also trust this. Christianity, Islam talks about stewardship. In India, our philosophers say Vasudhaiva Kutumbam, the world is the one family. So stewardship is about protecting the earth like it's our family's treasure. So finally, so today we have covered environmental ethics. We saw theories like ecocentrism, biocentrism, anthropocentrism, and also values like intrinsic, conservation, climate ethics, and justice and stewardship. In short, environmental ethics reminds us humans are not the masters of nature. We are its caretakers. That's it for today's lecture. We'll continue with more topics in the coming days. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.